Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Laughter Talks. This is Marguerite Fair, and I want to let you know that I am very safe and socially distanced from everyone that watches the show. I think I did more than 6 feet. I think it's safe to say that I'm probably miles and miles and miles away from each one of you. So I'm here alone, and I didn't feel the need to wear my mask. So, as we can see, it's a pretty safe distance we're keeping. So, and I wanted to let everyone know that I plan on continuing the Laughter Talk shows, and like the late night shows. We have to be more creative because basically, since I don't have children around, I'm the sole runner of this show today, and I'm going to shoot several shows because what I do is I shoot 4 at a time once a week, and I usually have guests. And since that's not happening, here I am. Now, what I want to talk about today is this is really about seniors surviving the present health crisis. Now, there are so many things going on in the world, and we do know the virus is going around, and we're all home and all distancing, and I hope that everyone's wearing a mask when they go out in the stores and keeping the safe distance of 6 feet apart, because we have to do that to keep everyone safe. I feel very confident about my immune system, but I feel I have to protect other people. And so that's what we have to do, be socially responsible, and this is what we're going to do. So you know me, I believe in humor, and that has not changed because I've been, at my age, I've been through many things in this life, and humor has sustained me through all of them. My heart goes out to people that are not well, who have been suffering from this because it's very painful, but also in our day-to-day business, we have to thank God for our health and our lives and try to find a reason to laugh. So what we're going to do in talking about seniors surviving the present crisis through my weird perception, first, let's talk about this. Now, if you notice, this is actually a wig. I haven't changed my hair color, although I must say I do like it. It's just easier to throw a wig on than to change the color. But the first thing I want to talk about with this is with this present crisis. Now, please note also that I have full goddess makeup on. I mean, I'll take off my glasses here. I keep them on so I can actually read my notes like a news reporter. But I put my full makeup on today. Now, this is part of the show. Now, this is the reason. If you're wondering why, this is part of my survival skills. If you are over, let's say, 59, and you have gray or white hair, or you usually don't wear makeup because you don't believe in it and look kind of pale, a little bit of advice is, with this present crisis, you may not want to do that. If you walk into a store with white hair and no makeup, and you actually cough, you might get shot. I mean, the crowd gets ugly fast. So you want to appear to be more youthful and healthy, and make sure you're standing straight because it makes people nervous. But for the love of God, please do not cough. I mean, with what's going on out here, that could get you seriously injured, and I've been on the outside world when I do my senior shopping, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's the first thing. So remember, wear your full makeup when you go out, and also dress up. You want to make sure that you look nice because that you're hip. This is very important because the more younger and vibrant you look, the better your chances of getting out of the store alive. So remember that. Okay, so that's now another thing that we do want to talk about, which I have always present, are cough drops. Now, that's another thing about going out. When you go out, what makes you cough is your throat and your mouth gets dry and it's not moist, and then it irritates everything, and then you cough. Again, not something you want to do in public. Even if you're in your own house, people might start looking at you funny if you're coughing. So always keep water around, keep cough drops around. And I like the herbal cough drops, which I have them right here. And this is not a promotion. Nobody's giving me money, but I love the Ricola natural herb cough drops because this is like real herbs and everything, and they're naturally soothing. And I probably use about 3 of these a day. I'll do it in the morning, and then in the afternoon, after lunch, you start to get dry, I'll take another one and before bed. And this actually keeps you going pretty well from coughing. And also at night, make sure that you sip water. It doesn't matter if you have to pee because you want to keep all the bacteria being flushed out. So make sure you're drinking water. That's another tip that I'm passing along as a goddess. Okay, so let's see what we have now. So we've spoken about looking your best and sucking on cough drops and drinking water and wearing makeup and good clothes. This is all important. So let's see what other advice. Now, I want to share with you some important information. This is information that everybody needs to know about if you are developing a fever or you're getting sick. This is what happens. So if you're watching, like just say for example me right now, if we were talking and all of a sudden it looked as though the person's clothes were changing. So that would, again, that's the sign. So as long as you don't see people that all of a sudden they're talking to you and it looks like their clothes are changing, you don't have to worry. Okay then, so now that's right. So you see me now and I'm wearing the same clothes, so now you know you're not sick because I'm wearing the same clothes. Now you might want to share this information with your friends or this show to let them know that the first sign of the fever is then that the person you're talking to all of a sudden, it's like some kind of delusion that goes on in your brain, the clothes keep switching and there's no explanation for it other than you're sick in the head. So now that I've cleared that up for you, I wanted you to know everything is probably okay. Now I have my water close at hand. I think I'll just reach over here and get a bottle because even in between talking I don't want to start coughing because I don't want people watching me to get worried that I might be sick or something. Oh, that's yummy. So yes, make sure you keep your water around again and your cough drops. Always have them ready to go. I have my goddess shopping clothes, so I make sure I have this in my pocket, my cell phone, room for my keys, and let me give you this advice too for you seniors when you're shopping. Lose the big handbag, because you have a big handbag, people look at you, they see you're older, and they might try to do something really stupid like take your handbag. So I've started carrying a little purse. So you want to carry a little purse. Now you know how when you go shopping, normally this is the bag that I usually take with me. I'm kind of a woman who believes in having a red handbag. By the way, I got this from Ross. I get a lot of compliments on this. So when the stores open up again, it's a great place to go for bags, and maybe they even sell them online. I should get all that over your shoulder. Now, this is dangerous because, somebody sees you're older, they could grab your bag, spin you around like a top and throw you on the ground and take your bag. We don't want that happening. So what I do now is I use this. When I got the bag, it came with this little thing. So I put everything I need in here, my credit card, my cash, because some places now won't take cash. And so you always need to have some cash and your credit or debit card. Some places only take debit cards. But this, when I go in the store, I have everything I need in here and with my cell phone in the pocket that I have. So I have change, I have everything I need, and this is very handy. And this way you're not a target for those thugs that are wandering around, like the scammer type mentality. They're always looking to see what they can get from other people. So this keeps you a little bit safer. I know it makes me feel secure, so you might want to do that during this time. Now, another pointer that I have for you is always wear a ring on your left hand, because the left side, with all this stuff with the heart, is always the side that'll swell the first. But I actually keep track of my blood pressure by wearing a ring. That's exactly what I do. You see this ring? Now your ring should go off and on like this. And I remember one time I was feeling, oh, I ate a lot of salty foods and I knew I shouldn't have. And I went to put in fact, I think it was this ring. And when I went to put it on, it actually only went up to that joint. I couldn't even get it down there. Now, in our age range, well, for everybody, you want to watch your blood pressure, and that's a good indication, because your fingers and your hands and your feet are not supposed to be swollen. If they are, it means you're retaining fluids. Now, whether there's a flu going around or not, it's bad for your heart and your system to be doing that, because that means you eat too much salt. You probably... Okay, so I have made a list, and because as I just said, you know, I love to make my lists to help people. I do that in my book a lot too. Love lists and little tests and things. It's good to know what's going on. It helps us identify where we need work. So these are suggestions for, you know, how to know what to do and how to know if you're getting in trouble during this kind of forced isolation that we're doing. It's various ways that I'm dealing with this situation. And as you can see right now, I'm by myself and I'm having a really good time. It's kind of scary. Okay, so here's a suggestion. Stand naked in front of a mirror and make sure that your eyes are open. Don't close your eyes. You want to stand in front of a mirror. Make sure you're alone if someone else is in the house, because you don't want to make them sick or scared, okay? Now, when you go in front of this mirror and you're watching yourself, if you are jiggling like a bowl of Jell-O ready to mate, then do not pick up the following items the next time you go do your early morning senior shopping. So here's what you don't want to get on your list if you're naked in front of that mirror jiggling like a bowl of Jell-O. Okay, these are the don't get when you go shopping the next day. Ice cream, donuts, brownies, jelly beans, chocolate Easter bunnies, salted cashews, day-old layer cakes, cookies, or potato chips. Now, I can hear you whining from here, so just stop it. Yes, just stop that right now. Remember, your first test is if, you know, make sure that you see the person you're with in the same outfit so that you know you're not losing it. But if you're seeing strange things happening, you better stick to these lists. So number 3 on this list is, now again, this is very important. Laugh hearty, or heartily, whatever the word would be. Look it up in your dictionary. You've got nothing better to do. At least 3 times a day. Laugh hard, people. Laugh hard. 3 times a day. Now some suggestions. Play with your pets. They're very entertaining. I used to have dogs. I had my favorite pet, Summer. And, you know, pets can be very entertaining, and people have all kinds of cute pets. You can even make a video of your pet and post it. Those of you that are my Facebook friends, I'd love to see what you're doing with your pets, or what you're doing to bring yourself joy. Post some pictures and some videos of what you're doing through this time to strengthen yourself, improve yourself, find levity and joy. That's what I like to know about. So now, anyway, sip water to keep your throat from getting dry over the course of the day. Because now the reason is, you know, sometimes you like to open the door or the window for fresh air, right? I mean, you know, we want to do that. But think about this. If you let your throat get dry, it makes you want to cough. Now, if you start getting a cough on and your windows are open and your neighbors hear you coughing now, they might call the police. And the police will come. They're going to arrest you first and ask questions and test you later. So take my advice. Keep your water around, even if you're talking on the phone with your loved ones. Sip your water, have a cough drop. You don't want them getting all worried thinking that you're biting the bullet. This is important. We've got to keep our friends and family assured that we're doing okay, and this is a good way to do it. So that's also for your safety. And now, also another point here is I like to read on every neighborhood now has a neighborhood page where wherever you live you can get on this neighborhood page, and I've seen some posts that are really frightening. So what I would suggest, if keep a mask with you, and if you're going by someone's house and you know they're neurotic, or you've got a neighbor that maybe you've had problems with in the past or anything, when you're going to walk by your house to walk your dog, put the mask on. One of these women, a real question, it was unbelievable. A real question was, she was actually getting a consensus on. She says, there's someone that keeps walking their dog by my house every day, and I'm looking out the window and seeing that they don't wear their mask. I'm thinking about running out there with the hose and squirting them with it. I had to respond to that to her. Now, if anybody did that to me, I'm from New Jersey. As we say, Jersey, you would get an ass kicking. So you can't start assaulting people out of your fear. Let's just leave it that way. You do not spray people. It's not, you're not breathing in the air there. You're in your house. They're out walking their dog. Just stay in your house and stop looking out the window. Now, that's about all I have to say for this list, but I would also say keep laughing, keep joyful. Anybody that has me for a Facebook friend knows there are two things I do. I just love to share joy. I love to share humor, and I love to share information. I like to post about all the people. The last time I posted yesterday, there were 216,000 people that have survived this already. And today's date when I'm taping this is actually Wednesday of this week. I forget the date, whatever day it is, but it's Wednesday, so it's I air the shows on Monday. Today is Wednesday. When you see this, it'll be 4 days after, but yeah, so we want to stay safe and do the right things, and don't be in fear. And another thing, don't try to act like the police. That woman, that's what I call police mentality. We don't have a right to tell other people what to do. If you're in public and someone isn't wearing a mask and you feel they should be, certainly tell the manager, but first just get away from them. Just back up and go someplace else. You don't have to be in their space, or leave the store. I think we need to resolve problems more by what we can do and the choices we make, as opposed to attacking someone else. Because remember, a lot of people are scared. I'm not one of them. I have a really strong spiritual system and sense of humor, so I don't live in fear, and even during this, it's just not something I do. So keep out of fear. I had a little bleep of it when it first happened, but then I said, okay, God, here we go. Here's another learning lesson. So this is always an opportunity to learn more about yourself. So that's what I would suggest. I love you all. Take care. I'm putting this up, and look forward to something that I'm going to talk about every week. This is Marguerite Fair from Laughter Talks. You stay healthy. Support your immune system. Bye.